Hello world, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome back to CodingScientist.com. You are watching one of a unique series, Zero to Hero series. So to my audience and my students globally and my friends globally, this is a new series on artificial intelligence machine vision sensor, right? It's a very interesting topic, and it's a very interesting area to explore for those of you who are into robotics and building AI applications to deploy their intelligent system on the robots. So utilize this particular series to get hands-on into specific areas on machine vision. So let's quickly get along. So what is a machine vision? Machine vision is a very fascinating subject, guys, which actually require a lot of expensive computing horsepower, like your AS400 IBM mainframe kind of machines. Well, I think that's too much, but probably a very good GPU oriented system, as well as an understanding of very complex algorithms and coding, of course. So coding can be done either on C++ or on Python. However, what's happening is everybody cannot afford to have that kind of high-end GPU oriented machine, right? So it's impossible. For example, if we take, say, a DGX machine from NVIDIA, it will cost you several lakhs to several thousands of dollars, right? It's pretty expensive. If you go for any kind of gaming laptop, it'll cost you nothing less than $3,000-4,000. So, having said that, in today's new generation of powerful microcontrollers has basically changed all of that, right? And there are now several low cost machine vision solutions that are perfect for researchers, for scientists and AI developers, right? You might be a student, but you are a researcher student. You might be a scientist. You are working on different aspects of technology or doing R&D. You can be an AI developer, but all of you need to depend upon these kind of high-end machines. However, in this tutorial, in this particular series, I am going to introduce you to a very low-cost machine vision solution. It's basically a sensor, right? So what is that sensor all about? So let's switch it over, guys. So I am going to introduce you to Husky Lens. So Husky Lens is basically a very good inbuilt AI vision sensor, and this is pretty powerful, which works with Arduino microcontroller. You can integrate with Raspberry Pi, and we can use say Jetson Nano and kind of thing. So let's move in. Let's just open up this box, and this is a USB wire, and I actually dismantled several things. So if you look at this particular sensor, guys, it's pretty powerful, sleek and handy. It comes with an inbuilt screen as well. It's got a very neat looking OLED screen and a very powerful AI camera and couple of buttons. So let's go over this particular aspect and see what exactly this does. So now let me just take it in my hand. So guys, if this is not expensive device at all. This costs about just about I think $70 US dollars, or in Indian rupees about $3,000, $3,500 rupees. So you can go ahead and procure. It's open source, available in the market, and it's very powerful. Trust me, the kind of lessons I'm going to teach you, it's going to be real magic. So basically, the Husky Lens is a easy to use AI camera. It's a vision sensor. It's a very powerful vision sensor. So Husky Lens is equipped with multiple functions like face recognition, object tracking, object recognition, line tracking, color recognition. It can, we can build a QR code scanner which can detect at the rear of the screen and trigger multiple other sensors. So a whole lot of opportunities opens up. Now, through the UART, there is a UART port here, and there are multiple other ports and the power ports and kind of thing. I can show it to you in my secondary camera. So, and the I2C port, of course, the I2C and the UART, you can connect with Arduino and Raspberry Pi. As I said, there's a board called LattePanda. You can also connect to Jetson Nano, and we can use creative projects without playing with complex algorithms. Of course, there are a lot of parallel lessons which I had been running, how to build your own AI algorithms and stuff like that. But for this, you really do not need to get into algorithmic aspects. You can take the algorithms from my GitHub and put it directly into this, start playing around. Because the reason being, this particular Husky Lens has inbuilt AI vision algorithm. So I'm going to show you how to activate and then install certain libraries and certain drivers, how to integrate it, run the program, run the code. Most important thing, how to integrate with Raspberry Pi and stuff. So that's going to get really interesting, guys. Additionally, Husky Lens carries 2.02 inches of IPS screen. It's pretty interesting, isn't it? So you don't need to use a PC to set the parameters and look the view. So things makes very easy. It's got a camera and it's designed to be very smart. It's got an inbuilt machine learning technology and enables Husky Lens to recognize faces and objects. Now when I say objects and faces, well, we can capture actually multiple faces and objects and train the algorithm in such a way that Husky Lens is going to follow along. We will be building different types of robotic application. I'm going to show you how to build robots using this particular sensor, connecting to Arduino microcontroller and Raspberry Pi or any other single board computer you might want. It's going to be simple. There are two different programming languages we will be using in this whole tutorial, either Python or C++. So you may choose whichever you want, but we can just play around with the codes and start doing some magic. All right, guys. Now what we need to do, there are list of things. For example, some of the basic functions of Husky Lens. It's got a push button here, and if you can see, there are push buttons on the right hand side to click the images and store it within the local memory. Or I will also show you an option how to store this memory in your in a microcontroller or a single board computer. And of course there is a screen and there are mounting holes, and then there is a UART I2C port here, and there is also a slot for the SD card. We can put a small little SD card to store it locally as well. And of course there is an inbuilt LED, and there is a RGB LED, and then there is a camera, a powerful camera, and a micro USB connector, so which can connect to your laptop and do the initial set of configurations and installing the drivers and the firmware and stuff like that. So that's pretty much about this introduction. And guys, go ahead and procure this particular sensor. It's really powerful. It's going to be really helpful to build loads of automation projects, and especially using machine learning and artificial intelligence. You will really enjoy this. So in the upcoming lesson, this is just an introduction about this entire series. So we will start actually from basics of installing the drivers and setting it up for the first time, and then I will show you how to use your object detection model, detection AI model, and then we will move on to object recognition, detect the object and recognize the object with a bounding box. And then I will also show you how to build a facial recognition system into this just tiny little sensor, into this tiny little machine, right? And then we will also do some QR code recognition, right? So QR code it's pretty everywhere. Whole world is using QR code and the barcode and stuff. It is just the basic necessity. So you can build loads of things. And the most important thing is the road lane detection. Just imagine, guys, let me just pull out one of my bots around me. Well, okay, so let me just take one of this bot. So we can actually install the Husky Lens in one of these bots here. We can use a plain simple chassis with two motors and a wheel in the front. We can install this here, and I will show you how to build a road lane recognition. That means we can draw a line like typical road you had seen in the Indian road or the American road or any other country for that matter, right? So the way the car moves, it has to be in the left or in the right. So the algorithm which we are going to run is going to detect the lane, and we can control it has to be in left or right. So what does it mean? It's almost like a self-driving autonomous car, right? And then you will learn about Arduino integration, how to play around, what kind of libraries you need to install in Arduino microcontroller, and also I will show you how to use the Python program for Raspberry Pi to trigger some of the activation function here. And then finally we will use one of this chassis or the robot chassis or any other chassis you might want to use to build a self-driving car, a self-driving robot using Husky Lens AI machine vision sensor. Let me keep this back on my desk. So guys, that's pretty much. Stay tuned, and I will get back to you soon with multiple other lessons. It's going to be really interesting. Give me a thumbs up. Goodbye.